champion who's trying to slow things down, but they can't afford to play around. They can't afford to look at each other, and that's it. They're signing their own death warrant here.
They are signing their own death warrant, although Brandon McNulty has not sided any little bit of paper here yet. Going clear, he's got Niels Pollitt trying to bring that gap back. The sprint is that Pedersen?
It's Pedersen. It's Pedersen who's going for it. Time trying to victory yesterday, and he's having a go here. Pollitt and, of course, the man from Sudal, Quickstep Lompard, look like they're going to be caught, but it's McNulty who's still out there. UAE, who had that really big go, and now you can see Pedersen. Pedersen is behind. He is on fire at the minute. Bora Hansgrohe tried to stop things, and now with 250 metres to go, it turns to 200. It's still McNulty at the front, but Mads Pedersen is coming around. He's closed the gap all alone. Lidl Trek are on fire. Lidl Trek are now at home, and they're going to have a home winner. Here is Mads Pedersen.
Probably trying to find his feet a little bit, and I joke because he's always at the back of the peloton. He's either at the front winning or at the back just biding his time. And it looks to be a split as well, Rob, where this peloton is compared to where Hayter was. There must be a split there.
I think he might just be getting back on the back, actually. I've just seen an Ineos Grenadier jersey fade out and then back into the shot. This is poor Julien Simon, French rider who had that puncture, and he was in the breakaway with Sergio Samitier for most of the day. The break was a lot bigger actually early on. We had 4 or 5 riders in there before Lars van den Berg decided to sit up and go back to the peloton from Groupama. A couple of other riders in the chase. We've had food and we've had aeroplanes. Let's get down to the cycling. Here's Niels Pollitt in the green jersey at the back. Just alongside him is Davide Cimolai, red and white jersey. Cofidis only bringing 6 riders if they're allotted 7 here. It's that time of year, isn't it, where injuries, fatigue build up, and it's not always easy to field a full complement of riders, even at the biggest races.
It's really not, and especially I think with the Worlds being earlier, a lot earlier than they are normally, I think that's changed the way that riders are looking at the season ahead. You know, once you get riders that aren't selected for the Tour de France, they'll either focus on the Worlds after that as a big goal, so that'll make a difference as well. But this race, yeah, it does lend itself to the attacking rider and then a sprinter if they can get over that climb.
Welcome back on the television. Jaco Alula riding strongly here at the front for Dylan Groenewegen. Several strong teams looking to try and take victory in Hamburg today. We've been over the Waserbergs. He's riding very, very well on the Reeperbahn on his own.
He's doing a fantastic job. I mean, 4:28, that's gone up since we came on air, what, almost 10 Ks ago, just over. And that was 4:22 when we came on, so another 6 seconds increased. Stark Langen with an early crash in the day. I think that might answer where Sam Bennett's abandon might have come from.
It could also tell us a bit about the breakaway, because Stark Langen was one of those riders who was trying to get in the early breakaway today. I told you there are 4 or 5 riders who got up there. The information we have is a little bit sketchy, but I'll tell you what, with that very, very nasty cut below his eye, it's amazing that he's still on the bike, to be honest.
He's hard as nails, isn't he? Right along with that on, it's not comfortable whatsoever. You can see his glasses have been taken off. Let's hope he's all right. He's back on his bike, that's the main thing, so he's obviously okay, but yeah, it's never nice to see that.
Nice to see him hit some form, wouldn't it, Adam, at some point from now and towards the end of the season, the last hurrah.
It would be, I mean, he's an amazing rider, Greg. I think the quality of cycling at his age have both caught up with one another. We've seen the level of cycling go up and up, but Greg, he lit up the scene, didn't he, for a few years there. 2015, 2016, he was just unstoppable, winning the Olympic Championships in Rio, and then just winning classic after classic, getting in the yellow jersey in the Tour de France as well. He was just amazing. So yeah, he's going to be missed in that peloton, and he's called gold
at the pointy end. This is a man who we often see in a breakaway, Sergio Samitier. We've seen him for every single one of the kilometres we've been able to watch of the race today, since the host broadcaster switched them on. And we're about to see him taken up by the rest of the peloton with 40 kilometres to go. Any sort of hope he might have had of staying out probably extinguished when Julien Simon, the man he was with, having that mechanical. So Samitier is about to be caught. Ineos Grenadiers on the left, as we look at it, just making sure that they move up, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, just look how stressful it is. Big, wide boulevard, slightly downhill. You can just see the stress through all the teams, just trying to stay at the front. And the big, wide roads, they're great if you're at ill positions. You can move up a little bit. But when it's like this, you can just see how fast and furious it is, how hard the fight.
Former Dutch champion for Alpecin de Koning, right at the front there, Ramon Sinkeldam. De Klerk, who joins Lampaert.
Oh, way up.
Issue there for, looked to be Mads Pedersen.
I don't think it was Mads Pedersen there. I think it was Scoins by the looks of things.
Oh, and there's been an issue and a crash at the back. Oh, no, no, no. 167 there is Lucas Pustelberger, the Austrian. Involved as well is the man we were just talking about, Jos van Emden in the yellow jersey.
Oh.
He's hit the curb.
Yeah,
oh, he's hit the curb braking there as Jos van Emden, but the crash has been in front of him.
Yeah, luckily Jos van Emden just hitting the curb and rolling over almost, but for Pustelberger, the way that he sat there does not look good for him. In, and every time it comes out, obviously there's only so much room, so the Peloton stretches, it comes back in, which obviously means you have to brake, speed up, and that's probably why we saw Pustelberger just hitting the deck, touch the wheels with the Peloton, just narrowing and opening back up again. But as you said, Rob, we hope that Lucas is all right. There's nothing too serious.
Conor Varovash on the right-hand side in the blue jersey, former champion of Lithuania, Giro d'Italia stage winner, veteran of the Peloton, keeping everybody safe at the front for Groupama FDJ. Jake Stewart among their number today, possibly the fastest.
Turning very well at the minute, recent world champion on the track in the elimination race as well, so he's on good form.
This is Lampaert now at the front. Kasih de Koning also moving up. They have last year's third place finisher in Quinten Hermans, but faster riders in the shape of Krieger, Svaralji, Sinkeldam, and Bosco as well. Squinch doing a very good job.
That's it, onto the final climb now. That's the last turn. Once the climbing, it only gets steeper.
Completely different look to it. And well, on the radio though for Lidl Trek, and suddenly we've got another man appearing to help, and that's Alex Kirsch, national champion of Luxembourg. So they're at the point now heading up this Vasaberg. We started the climb properly now, and Mads Pedersen is being kept in the right position, looking to take advantage of the form that he quite clearly had at the Giro, that he quite clearly kept when we were at the Tour de France, and that, well, this particular week he quite clearly still has. Now then, moves though from the front, and this is Alpecin de Koning. They don't have the fastest rider in the bunch today. They have to try and attack the race, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Look on the wheel, because Hermans is being pulled up here.
Yeah, that's Michael Google there, the Austrian. There's Alberto Bettiol, Mads Pedersen there, right towards the front. This lap, Rob, they don't go all the way to the finish line. It's a very short lap, this, before they head round again. So if the riders that are on the attack now, they want to make this stick, they have to open that gap up as much as possible, put the sprinters as far behind as possible. With such a short climb, they almost have to go maximum effort from top to bottom, really keep things strung out and go all the way round, all the way up this climb, and then keep pushing till the next lap up. So it's not hard. There are a few gaps, though, opening up.
Hermans going, Pedersen trying to follow, Bettiol third wheel, and Diego Ulissi in third place. And this is where they will really try and hurt those sprinters' legs. And well, in the case of McNulty and Ulissi, they're going to have to try and distance the big sprinters.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do, just trying to hurt the legs before this climb the final time. Just trying to get them to, you know, move up when it's the hardest point if they're ill position. But all the sprinters that is there or thereabouts, you've got DeMar there, you've got Pedersen sat fourth wheel, you've got Marco Haller on his wheel, Niels Pollitt behind. Back together, there's Niels Pollitt just behind the Israel Premier Tech rider trying to hang on to things. Then that's DeMar in the red. You've got Yves Lampaert just behind him, Ethan Vernon on the left-hand side a bit further back, looks to have blown. De Lee looks to be coming across from Lotto Destiny as well there in the background.
De Lee's looking good. Blue helmet on as we come around that corner. This is where you were saying, Adam, you thought it was finished, but it's certainly not. Now Ulissi has started to lose. Well, no, it's Ulissi.
And that looks to be the Peloton all back together as well. So those guys have sat up in the Peloton all back together. Bettiol here at the back with Jonas Rutsch. And if that is, yep, that is the full Peloton or what's left of it. There will be a big mix of sprinters in there, and sprinters without teammates at the front who are able to get on the front and try and pull these guys back. There's still 10Ks to go, but they have got a tailwind, Rob, all the way down to this finish line now, so it's going to be even harder than normal. 17 seconds is the gap to these three riders.
Inside the final 10 kilometres. So today he'll be trying to put Van Poppel into the right place if his teammate, who's out there in the breakaway, Niels Pollitt, is caught.
Yep, definitely. And there is the riders from Israel Premier Tech as well, Nizolo.
Bruno Vega sitting at the back there.
Yeah. Just trying to get as much recovery as he can before he moves up coming into the finish.
Another kilometre passes by, 1 more second into the gap. It's 12 seconds now with 7 kilometres to go. The first time they've pulled a second or two back.
Yeah, that's pretty much it now. Over the top, and then it's fast and furious. As I said, with this tailwind all the way down to that finish line and a few twists and turns coming into Hamburg, that works ideally for the breakaway riders against the peloton. The peloton will string out a little bit, but the lead-out men, which are left in this peloton yet, have still not hit the front. To expect that speed to increase ever so slightly still from within this peloton.
Van Poppel and Coy both sitting at the back of the bunch now. Groupama FDG contributing here. Nick Stewart must be...
And ride full gas down to the finish line. If any of these are going to get on the podium, they need each other to do so. Forget about where they end up. Just try and all together get on that podium. Look how widespread it is across that rear peloton, Rob.
8 seconds, it went up ever so slightly again, and as you finish that answer, Adam, another kilometre ticks away. 2 to go, 7 seconds, it's coming down, but is it coming down enough? They go around another corner. Now the peloton starts to spring into view. They are absolutely motoring. 5 seconds, and this is where the launch of those from behind, the positioning of those sprinters is gonna sound the death knell, I think, for the breakaway. Bora Hansgrohe are starting to get involved in the chase. Their man's up the front, or are they blocking things here, Adam? It looks as though there's a little freewheeling there.
Yeah, they are blocking things indeed. Very well done there by Marco Haller and Danny Van Poppel, getting in the right position, but just blocking the road ever so slightly. Just that ease of speed, giving these guys 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. That may be all they need. They're right on the back of them, and now look, that gap is just going out and out again. How are the other riders and other teams not responding to this? Haller still on the front, coming into the last kilometre with a teammate up the road. The other teams need to get their head screwed on because they need to bring this back.
Sensational tactical stuff from Bora Hansgrohe on home roads here in Germany. They won last year with Marco Haller, and it's the defending champion who's trying to slow things down, but they can't afford to play around. They can't afford to look at each other, and that's it. They're signing their own death warrant here.
They are signing their own death warrant, although Brandon McNulty has not signed any little bit of paper here yet. Going clear, he's got Niels Pollitt trying to bring that gap back. The sprint is that Pedersen?
It's Pedersen. It's Pedersen who's going for it. Time trying to victory yesterday, and he's having a go here. Pollitt and, of course, the man from Soudal Quickstep, Lompard, look like they're going to be caught, but it's McNulty who's still out there. UAE, who had that really big go, and now you can see Pedersen. Pedersen is behind. He is on fire at the minute. Bora Hansgrohe tried to stop things, and now with 250 metres to go, it turns to 200. It's still McNulty at the front, but Mads Pedersen is coming around. He's closed the gap all alone. Lidl Trek are on fire. Lidl Trek are now at home, and they're going to have a home winner. Here is Mads Pedersen, down from Denmark, and in the air, and Mads Pedersen closing the gap, pulls off a sensational last kilometre to win the BEMER Cyclassics.